And with me in the studio is Reverend Tom Takpatore, Acting Senior Pastor of First Baptist Church, Garki, Abuja, and he will be speaking more on the essence of the celebration. Reverend, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for
on the news.
Good afternoon, Nigerians.
All right, Christ has risen. We are celebrating his resurrection, the power of his resurrection. But really, there are lessons, so much lessons inherent in his resurrection. So how can we leverage on these lessons to build a better nation now that we are faced with several challenges?
The message of Easter is the message of transformation. Okay. Transformation from darkness to light, transformation from death to life, transformation from evil to good. And I believe that anyone who has experienced the resurrection power should also have experienced this same transformation. And the message of Easter is a message that is a real message. And the transformational power of the resurrection, the Bible says in in Ephesians chapter 1, that the same power that raised up Jesus from the dead can be exerted in our situations. And so for the person who has met Christ, your life is supposed to change from darkness, and you're supposed to be a source of light, a source of good, a source of growth, and a source of progress for yourself, the family, and for the nation.
All right, there's so much embedded in the virtues of Christ: love, faith, tolerance, hope. How hopeful are we, really?
How hopeful are we as Nigerians as a result of the challenges we've had in recent times, most especially the security challenges, now coupled with the challenges of the COVID-19? I'll tell you, a lot of people have lost hope. A lot of young people have left this country in the past few years. It's like there's no hope for Nigeria anymore. But I'll tell you that the message of Easter for Jesus was dead like 3 days, Friday, Saturday of hopelessness. So I bring that message to Nigeria that just like Sunday came, there is hope. There's hope for resurrection for Nigeria.
Nigeria. All right, now I'm going to be diverting your attention a little bit to family and marriage. When we talk about the virtues of Christ, there's tolerance. He has that virtue, and it still has that virtue. But there's so much going on in marriage right now. Domestic violence. How do we curb this? How do we stop this menace?
Domestic violence is a function of one, ignorance.
Okay.
A man that is violent towards his wife is ignorant of his power and is misusing his power. Power is supposed to be used to influence people for good. If you are a powerful person, we will know from the way you protect your family, from the way you protect the helpless. I joke sometimes when I tell people, if you think you're strong, go to the boxing ring and go and fight with somebody who is your age, or somebody who is your at your level of strength. Not seeing a giant coming to fight with a dwarf and you call yourself a strong man, you are a lazy man. In short, violence is also an evidence of somebody who has low self-image. If you have the right self-image, you want to bring people up. And you can tell from the life of Jesus Christ, what did he do? He took a towel, gathered himself, and washed the feet of his disciples. He said, if you want to be the head, you should be the servant of all. And he exemplified it by his own life. He gave his life for the good of humanity. And he says, husbands, the same way, give your lives for your wives. And so violence is something we should all preach against, something we should all work against. A man that is violent, he will grow up to become a very lonely man in the future, because the children, they know they will abandon you. And I bet you old age will be so terrible for such a man.
Interesting. All right. This is really touching. In family, so much go on in the family, but the church has a role to play in curbing violence in marriages. Where is the place of the church?
It's the responsibility of the church to teach people. Teach even right from when they're children. Teach children that violence is not the way to life. Learn to reason together. But then also teach people respect. The Bible talks about mutual respect. It even talks about parents having respect for children. It says, do not exasperate your children. That's in Ephesians chapter 6. But the Bible talks about mutual respect. It says in Ephesians chapter 5, verse 21, it says, submit yourselves one to another out of reverence for Christ. So if you revere Christ, definitely you want to be one that will be life-giving and be one that will help others.
No, so what will be your message to Nigerians?
If Jesus could leave his throne in heaven and come for our good, what is there that you have as a man? What is your ego that you cannot let go for the good of your family, for the good of your children? I would like to invite us as Nigerians this season of Easter to have as one of our major tenets, one of our major decisions, to just let go of whatever is negative, whatever is evil, whatever is of hatred, whatever is of unforgiveness, and imbibe the sacrificial love. Jesus Christ says, greater love has no man than this, than for a man to lay down his life for his friends. And what the Lord is asking us to do is not so much just giving other people the opportunity to enjoy life. And the truth is, the typical Pidgin English proverb says, the pikin when you say in mama no go sleep, that pikin too you no go sleep. And for you as a father, if you don't give people peace, you will not be peaceful. If you don't give them joy, you won't have joy. And please, just let go and let God.
Let go and let God. Reverend Tom, thank you so much for coming on the news. Thank you for sharing your thoughts with us.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.